welcome back to my channel. So this video is all about how to grow your hair past a certain length. So if your hair has been stuck at a certain length for what feels like 100 years, I'm going to give you some tips to get past that hump. First off, I want to say that a lot of you have noticed that my hair has grown, and I think that maybe secretly you're just thinking, well, she was pregnant and your hair grows while you're pregnant. This is true, but I have had longer hair before. You guys just haven't seen it because I've had my hair stuck at a certain length for as long as I've probably been on social media. But back in the day, I did have longer hair, and now I am actually feeling the urge to have longer hair, and so that's where we're at right now. I was trying to think of a way that I could help you guys so that, you know, pretty much every day when you go through your lives out there and you're trying to work on this hair growth, you could just hear me in the back of your head and you think, yes, let me stick to what she's saying. So I came up with an acronym. Don't we love acronyms? So this acronym is just for you, and it is NONO. Okay, say it with me, NONO. So the first N is neglect. Okay, neglect. If you have been neglecting your hair, there's a good chance that it is not growing past a certain length. Let me tell you a quick story, because everything I'm pretty much mentioning in this acronym, I've been, you know, guilty of in some aspect. So to begin, for a long time, I had see-through hair up in here. I pretty much have see-through hair everywhere. If I'm perfectly honest, I'm in the right lighting and, you know, against like a white background, you're gonna see through my hair. I just have fine curls, low density hair, that's how it is. But the neck area was a big problem for me. Partly because I have eczema on my scalp, and so for a long time I was scratching it, and when you scratch it, you stunt the growth back there, and you encourage breakage. So that's why part of the hair was a lot thinner back there. And then also, major neglect. I, for the longest time, don't know why, but I did not really apply product properly, and I just ignored back there. And a big part of it is because I do have fine hair, so I never want to be too heavy with the product. So when you see those tutorials with girls with thick curly hair and they go section by section and then they apply the product, that is such a no-no for me. Like it will just not happen that way. With most products, it would just come out looking like, you know, noodle straw hair. With your hair, do you put as much care in the back as you do in the front? Get yourself a mirror and look at your hair in the back and see what's going on back there, because I had this wow moment of how much drier my hair was in the back when I did this, and I realized what I had been doing wrong, and it was neglect. It was straight up neglect. I was applying the product on top of my hair at the bottom here, paying attention to the front and totally ignoring the back. So the way I stopped this was by actually spraying the back area with a leave-in conditioner and treating that completely as a different subject matter from the rest of my hair when styling. If you're really lazy in the hair department, no judgment. I really just do wash and goes, and to be honest, I feel like I'm kind of lazy too. When my hair was long, probably the longest it's ever been, I had the most basic hair routine, and I used barely any like curly girl approved products. I wore my hair in a bun almost every day, and there's probably some deep-rooted issues attached to that because my hair wasn't really considered, you know, it at that time where I was living growing up. So I would hide it, and I used to put it in a bun. But my hair grew so long because it is a protective style, and it is the easiest protective style. So if you're super lazy, throw it in a bun. Don't just wear it curly and then let it get tangled and then sleep on it. Let it get tangled, ignore it for like 10 days, and then when you have to actually wash it, you're, you know, detangling and getting chunks of your hair out because you let it go so long. Like, just save yourself. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to deal with it, put your hair in a bun and just leave it. Satin bonnets, you can get yourself a purple one, whatever color you want. There's many options out there. I use this, and then because I am a crazy sleeper, I also sleep on a satin pillowcase. This is a lifestyle choice, and we recently went away and I took my satin bonnet and my pillowcase to an Airbnb. So, you know, if you really want great results, you got to take that extra step. Okay, and the next letter is O, and O is for over processing. This was also me for a long time. If you bleach your hair a lot, if you dye your hair a lot, odds are your hair might be suffering. Now, think about it. Box dyes are so accessible, so easy to just run to the store, get one really cheap. Whereas getting your hair done professionally, sometimes you gotta book an appointment in advance. Sometimes you have to get a consultation if you're going to someone that's really good. You can't just get it done on the spot. Think about it that way. So something is so easy and accessible, your odds are you're gonna wanna do it more. And I was a person that would just like, oh, I'm bored, let me just dye my hair. Oh, I'm bored, let me just bleach my hair. And I would just, you know, I didn't really treat my hair with the care that I should have. And while it was fun in the moment, and sometimes it would just give you that instant rush, 2 weeks later, you usually look at your hair like, oh, why did I do that? I didn't really need to do it. So think it through before you go crazy with the dyes or whatever, because it can have an effect on your hair growth. Also, I just want to say this as well. I don't personally use any flat irons, but if you're going to use a flat iron, definitely use heat protectant. I was a person that never used to do that because you'd get the best results without adding any product and burn the crap out of your hair. So take precaution when you're doing that, and also don't do it too much, because if you do it a lot, you're not going to get your curls popping again. That's just the reality. Okay, so obviously patience is a big part in growing your hair past a certain length, but I know if you're over there with over-processed hair, you need something to scratch that itch in the meantime to help your soul, because it hurts your feelings when you ruined your hair and you want it to grow. Am I right? Yes, I am, because I've been there. 2 products that are probably going to change your life. The first one, I don't know if it's legit or if it's a placebo effect, but in any case, it may help you, because sometimes you just need that for your soul. Something that's going to make you feel like it works. That way you use it often and you treat your hair very well. This product is called Treatment for Hair That Never Grows Past a Certain Length. I know, I didn't know it existed either, but when I was Googling stuff, because I felt like, hey, my hair is not really growing, this came up, and then I thought, you know what, let me get this and let me actually get on track. And so this was kind of like the catalyst to realize what other issues I had going on, and sometimes you just need that, right? So it's great anyways. You don't have to get it, but I'm putting it out there in case you want to try it. I really think it's a great deep treatment. I also really wanted to read you something that it says on here. Oh, here's a quote. It said, if the earth's not nourished, you'll never grow beautiful flowers. So think of that like your hair and your scalp and all that jazz. And I wish I had my glasses on when I read this. But basically, great product. I just wanted to mention that to anyone out there that has over-processed hair and you're just sitting there like, oh, what do I put on my hair? This one, game changer. I, at one point, had hair that was bleached so badly that it would not even wave. So forget curls, it wouldn't even wave. It was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was horrifying. This APHOGEE Keratin 2-minute Reconstructor will change your life if you're sitting there with curls that are just damaged. I used this overnight a few times. It says 2 minutes, but when you're desperate, you will try, you know, anything. And I can say that it is one of the, if not the best product for damaged curls that I've come across. The next letter is N, and N is for nutrition. This may seem obvious to, I guess, pretty much everyone out there, but what you put in, you get out. So I'm not going to say anything that you haven't heard before, but I will say this. If you're somebody that doesn't enjoy drinking water, find a way to enjoy it. So for me, You know, I didn't hate water, but I did feel like there were certain waters that tasted a little bit better than other waters. So instead of spending maybe $5 on that caramel frappuccino, me, I just love the taste of this water, and also Fiji water. I know this sounds very bougie, but I like the taste of it, and it actually makes me drink more water. Also, of course, being pregnant, I took multivitamins, I took prenatal vitamins, and I'm still taking them while breastfeeding. Yes, I do think this has an effect on my hair, but I don't think you have to take this to get great results. I do think a multivitamin is also a great option for you if you're someone that doesn't have, you know, the most balanced diet. I would suggest a multivitamin. I can't suggest the specific ones because that is not my area of expertise. You'd have to look into it. But I will say that I do think that that will help your hair versus going and just getting just biotin or, you know, something that's just for hair. Why don't you just get something that's going to have, you know, more rounded nutrients for your hair? So I use the prenatal multivitamins from Nature Made. This is what I used. For anyone that's out there that will probably ask, that's what I used and still use. But I would just suggest any really good multivitamin, or eat well. If you're someone out there that already eats really well and balanced, you'll have no problem, of course. But if you're someone out there that does struggle in that area, and you know, you prefer nachos with cheese and Oreos and Cheetos, whatever, versus, you know, spinach and kale, then you might want a multivitamin. And the last category is O, and that is for obsessive trimming. This was also me, and this may even be the most me. I have to put this out there. A bad hair day does not equal bad hair. So many times I would just be having a bad hair day and I'd think, I need to cut my hair. I need to refresh my hair. It's not looking good. And it was probably just a bad hair day. Sometimes, no matter what products, it just doesn't turn out. It could be the weather, water factor, just many different factors, and you might just have a bad hair day. It happens. So if you're like me and you pick up the scissors super easily, just make a note to just chill out and see if you still want that cut or need that cut a day or two later. And odds are you probably don't. You're just bored. That's another big factor. Sometimes you're bored and you're just like, oh, I need to cut my hair. And I used to do that. And so my hair was the same length forever. And I think people think, oh, what is she doing differently? I'm putting down the scissors. I'm not cutting my hair as often. I do trim my bangs, so I still get to scratch that itch a little bit. My bangs are growing like every 2 seconds, so I still get to get my little chop on a little bit in that area, but I am not trimming my hair as much. For all the videos I've watched with anyone with really long hair on YouTube, like 90% of them say they only trim their hair like twice a year. So if you think about it, anyone out there that's thinking, oh, I gotta trim my hair every 3 months or whatever, if you're trimming off exactly what just grew out of your head, you're never gonna retain length. And I think so many people go through this. So think about it. If your hair is only growing 1.5 inches or whatever, and that's pretty much what you get cut off, you're never gonna see longer hair. So just keep your hair healthy, treat it well, and you won't have to trim it as often, and then you will see some length. I wanna include that keeping some visuals really helps to motivate you to grow out your hair if that's what you're trying to do. Having a picture of someone with hair that is similar to your texture, but having the, you know, obviously their length is longer, is going to motivate you. Also, take pictures of your hair every, you know, month or so, or every few weeks, because I can tell you, for me, anytime I look at my hair, I feel like it's looked the same length for the past like 100 years. I never really notice until you guys tell me that it looks longer. And I think that's probably the case with most of you. You never feel like it's long when it's on your head. It's not until you cut it and then you look back at pictures like, oh, my hair was long. You don't notice. So take pictures of your journey so you can actually see that your hair is growing, and that will help to motivate you as well. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know, and let me know what other hair videos you would like to see in the future. I think I have some hair extensions coming soon, clip-ins, for anyone out there that is like, nope, I don't care, I want some long hair now. I think I have some coming, and so if that's the case, I will show you how to clip them in and to style them to make them look natural. So yeah, stay tuned for that, hopefully, and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Sharmzy for daily posts, and I will see you next time. Bye!